So welcome back for my fifth class. Is it fifth? Yeah, fifth class for HPLM 12.5. So let's minimize that and we'll just go to this. This is the last module what we want to discuss. So it's not like last module. Probably I can keep going into different modules and we can work on it. But to for given general idea, so this is probably I'll put as the introduction class, probably not as, because there are so many other modules which we didn't discuss, right? So we discuss only about requirements, test plan, test lab. Now we'll talk about these defects. Okay, just to recap, let's go to the recap. What we did in the test lab module was we created a folder actually, because since there was no folder, technically you may or you may not create, probably you may create or may not create a folder, because it depends on the project. Here I created, because here there was no project, and this is something, test set is something which you have to create. This is something which is not readily available. You have to create. In the test, test plan is different, test lab is different, so you have to do this twice. Okay, and then once you do it, we dragged and dropped this in the test plan, and we put it and executed the test cases, and we failed one. Now let's say we failed one, and let's say we have a defect, right? We have a defect. Now we go into the defects module. So this is the defect module where we will open the defect right now. Okay, let's say I have a defect. Okay, so let's create a new defect. Go ahead and click on new defect. So what I'm doing here is, let's say my defects, let's say there is a defect. What I'm trying to create right now is when I'm creating a large quantity, shipping and handling fee is showing as $5. Probably you can also say, let's say if you are living in Delaware, or let's say if you are living in some place where you don't have sales tax. Most of the countries do have sales tax, some countries don't. I agree, some countries don't have. Or some states based on location and all those things. But that's fine. We are working on dollars. Let's see on this one on US point of view. Let's say if I'm in Delaware or Texas, probably Texas has sales tax, not sure about Texas. But I was in Delaware and there was no sales tax. I know there was no sales tax. So this can be also a defect. Okay, let's not worry about it. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to open a defect. I will open a defect on shipping and handling fee. So what I'll do here is take a screenshot. And I use this one, and oops, I use a little bit less, and red color probably is good. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm highlighting this so that developer would have. So I'm not giving any hard time to anyone. I am using, can you just use this? So what I'm trying to show here is my defect, right? So I'll save it, the desktop, and put it as defect or shipping and handling. We'll just put as defect and save it. Okay. I hope that got saved. Yeah, it's saved. And let's go back to here. And summary, we just put some one line defect, one line summary like shipping and handling. Okay, and what project is GMO online. So this is this is something which I follow the process. You don't have to follow the same. The summary is always required for the developer to put a GMO shipping and handling and GMO online project. Okay. GMO online project, whatever the project is. Okay, now You need to fill up this information here. We'll go to that information here. Just before that, we want to add some description. So what description we'll be adding is, whenever I'm trying to order in large quantities, shipping and handling, what is that? Shipping handling, yeah, fees is showing as $5. Okay, for more information, please view the below screenshot. So screenshot are heart of the system. You have to never ever forget screenshot. Okay, forget everything, but don't never forget screenshot. So I'll put this attachment here, and see here, I'm not using copy paste here, because see, here's the thing, here you can use this as 50%. This looks good, and go ahead and add it. And if you see here, alright, this looks good now. You see here, this is the defect, and this is my information here. And what I'll do here is, since I like blue color probably, so I'll change the font to blue color. I like blue color, so maybe you don't have to, but so this is the screenshot. You have to always mention the screenshot. It's not necessary though, but it's very important, because the moment when it goes to your boss will ask you what kind of defect is this. Now you don't want to say like this defect is this, defect is that. No. Image is image is worth 1,000 words, right? If you see the image, they will understand automatically, oh, this is the defect. So what happens is, there are many situations, so we'll go to that really later on. Okay, so once you put this, let's fill this information here. So okay, there is a two concepts here in this, severity and priority. So I didn't explain about this, right? Severity is something which is what is the impact of the bug. Let's say you have created a bug, how much it's impacting on the system, right? That's a severity. And priority is like you are telling developer how soon it should be fixed. Let's find out. So there are 5 options, like low, medium, high, very high, urgent. So in this case, this is a medium, so we'll go with medium. So let's go to urgent. Urgent is something which is, let's say you found out some, some issue which is something like, something like production issue. This is kind of, you cannot access this. No, you're blocked. Your test cases are blocked. You cannot work on the, and it's a production issue, right? Let's say it's a production issue, and you're blocked. So that is like urgent. That means you are blocked. Other people are blocked because of your issue. So all those things. So that's called urgent. It's a production issue. So most of the time it's a production issue. So sometimes, right, if it's a production issue, you can put as this as production issue. And I mean, this is not really required. I mean, I'm just saying that you can use this. Oh, sorry. Production issue. Right, and right. So you can use that. For time being, I'll not be using this. And then very high. There is something called very high. Very high is something which is also sometimes a production issue, or something which should be resolved immediately, because of that your test case. Let's say you are not able to click on this button. Whenever you are clicking this button, this page shows up. Let's go back. Let's say you are clicking this button, right? This page is showing up. So that means you are blocked. You are blocked from all the sides. Your test cases cannot be executed. In that case, this is very high. And high is something which is, it's similar to this one. But if you are, something which is showing some wrong number, or for example, let's say here 3%, let's say in stock 23, in stock it's showing 23, but if you are ordering 100, placing an order, it's still taking up. This is a high defect. Okay, so sometimes this is a good scenario. Medium is something which is this one, which we are taking out. Okay, low severity is something like which is something which is the text color is in green color, it should be blue color, or it should be in a white color or something like that. It's a cosmetic issue. Normally cosmetic issues are low severity. Okay, so those are the 5 levels of severity. And what about the priorities? So as I told you, severity is the impact of the bug. Severity is the impact of the bug, and priority is the you telling developer to how soon it should be fixed. Severity is the impact of the bug. Priority is how soon it should be fixed. So in the severity, I will just go with medium right now. So yeah, so the question is actually it goes with parallelly. If it's medium, you put medium. If it is urgent, you put as urgent. Now there is no scenario like the severity is urgent and it is low, or if it is this is low and you're putting this urgent. No, you don't do this kind of thing. Even if you do this, you will be given a warning that this should not be done, and they will change it right away. They'll change it right away because this is not something which is required. Okay, so it should go normally. It should go most of the scenario. It goes parallelly. If it is medium, it goes with the medium. If it is the low, it is the low. Sometimes it is the medium they put. Sometimes it's a low. Fair enough. Sometimes their boss, developer boss, who is the developer will change it to low priority. No, we will be not working on this because this will go into the next release and we are not fixing this at this point of time. So that's the reason they will put as low priority. Sometimes it happens. So okay, so in this case we are putting to this, and the detected date we will put it today's date. Okay, it's January 2017. Okay, let's not worry about it. Don't worry about for this. Yeah, detected date, you will put the date. What is today's date? That is 7th January 2020. Okay, that's the date you will be putting on. Which date you have opened it. Assign to, that's a very good question. So assign to. So now the problem is developer is not interested in looking in your issue. The first thing is developer is not. So they will right away, even if there is a thing, they will right away say it's not my problem. So in that case, you want to go with the Scrum Master and check with Project Manager and see, assign it. And sometimes what even if the developer is good, this developer and they're trying to do this. So what happens is if you assign it, they will reject your issue. Although there is an issue, they will reject the issue, say that it's not my problem. In that case, you have to find out what exactly the developer, who is exact developer responsible for this. Okay, defects are the liability for developers, so developers will not take care of it, so they will take it as a liability. So they will see, okay, this is not my problem, it's an ETL issue. So as a tester, let's say I'm opening as a tester, I'm a tester, right? I'm opening this as a tester. So I don't know, is it a Java issue, or is it a ETL issue, or is it a HTML issue, or is it a Ajax issue? I don't know. I'm a tester. I'm opening this defect. But developer will know, okay, I'm not working on this project. This project is working with one of my friend. But why will I tell to my friend? It's not my job. Let the tester find out. So in that case, what you want to do is he will reject the defect, and he or she will reject the defect, and you have to go with project manager saying that, hey, you know what, my defect got rejected, but this is the issue. So he and she will CC everyone in the group, CC everyone, you, your boss, Scrum Master, and whole world is in the email loop, and then you will say the developer who is responsible will respond, okay, yeah, I know this issue, I'll fix this issue. Then you are in the right page. So then you will assign to that guy, okay, I'm assigning this issue because I was not sure who is the exact developer, because my issue was getting rejected, so you have to respond to the email saying that. Okay, so that's important thing. So assign to is very important thing. It gets rejected if it is not appropriate guy. Close in the build, this is more of a developer point of view. Closing date, since today is our closing date. Detected in build, if you know this detected in build, you can put in detected build. Release, since we have one release, we'll go to sprint 1, put a sprint 1. Detected in environment, if you know, so most of the time it will be in test environment. So there are 3 environments, right? We have dev environment, test environment, and production environment. Okay, so here it's not there here, so but in this case you will be having a lot of options where you will be putting it. Closing version, which project you are working on. Status is new. When you open it, it's always new. You cannot open it with open status, it gives an error, but it's always in the new. So click on new, but you have to change to open status. You know how important that is. I'll show you later. Target release, let's go to target release. Let's put site 1. Oh, we have put gem on that because yeah, I created one cycle 1. We put this gets automatically gets updated. Okay, and let's go to here and see actual fixed time will be filled. So you need to fill all this information. Most of the information will be in red color, which is have to be specified, but here you have mandatory fields that are mandatory fields. Okay, but in this scenario there are a lot of optional field, that is optional field there. Alright, and then actual fixed time, that means developer has to fix it, and they will put how much time, 10 hours or 8 hours or whatever it is. We are not doing that, that's not our job. Normally this will be disabled for a tester if you have you don't have access for this. Okay, so caused by code change, so developer will be putting this one. Closed in version, so okay, so since we will be as a tester, we will be closing this. Okay, so what type of defect is it a defect, or okay, there are so many other related things. Is it a defect or is it another related defect? So we put it in the defect. Defect in the cycle, put in cycle 1. Detected in version. Estimated fixed time. So this will be this will be done by the developer. How much time it will be taken. Modified. This is disabled. Reproducible. So this is very important. So is it a reproducible defect or it's a non-reproducible defect? So if you are putting no, this is yes or no. Be careful when you are doing this. If you are putting is no, then you want to have a meeting with the developer saying this, why this defect cannot be reproduced, or because if you put this and you are not talking with the developer will right away reject it, saying that it's working fine in my machine. So you want to have a talk before putting this reproducible or non-reproducible. Okay. With subject, that's fine. Target sprint freeze and click on submit. Okay, good. You got submitted. You can close that one. It's nothing. So here you can see this. Here is the description, and if you see here, this my defect ID is assigned 51. Okay, and so here this is very important. Now, what happens is, this is very important. Status should be in open status, not in new. Why? Because if you put in new and forget about it, put in new and don't care about it, now your boss will ask you. So then you will have a lot of questions from your boss. So your boss will be asking you, Why is it after 1 week, hey, can you stop by at my desk? I say, well, after 1 week, hey, can you stop by at my desk? It has been 1 week. Why it is in open status? I'm sorry. Why it is in new status? Why it is not in open status? Now you cannot say like, I forgot, I don't know. So this kind of responses is not appropriate, not professional. You should not be talking like that. Okay, you have to put status. It's your job to put as an open. Okay, there are many options. Fixed, we don't put as fixed. Developer put as fixed, they will fix it. If they reject it. Reopen. If you are reopening with this, be careful with that. You need some solid reason, and everyone has to be in same page. Your lead, first point of contact will be lead. If you are reopening this defect, point of contact is lead. Talk to your lead. Why are you reopening? No. Before going to reopening, you have to talk to your lead, saying that that this defect is not fixed. We are reopening it. Then the lead will communicate with the other developers, and then you have to know. Architect people have to know it. Developers have to know it. Manager has to know it. Dev manager, QA manager, everyone has to know. Why are you reopening this defect when it is already fixed? Because everyone knows it is fixed, and you are reopening it, and that will cause a major issue. So they will not. Developers are very aggressive on that. Be careful on this. They will not accept if it is so, because it's not their job, right? It's your job to test it and put it right order. So you have to be very careful. All right. So that's about opening. That's pretty much about this defect. But let's see this a little bit more importance on this. Now you can add comments. Let's say I want to add some comments like. Let's say you talk to the developer as per meeting developers. As per meeting, this issue is moving into next release. This is what you have to be very professional with. You have to be very professional on this. You can add comments like this, and you can do this. So this is one of the. Now the major thing is done, but here the most important thing is, since you have opened the defect, right? Now your lead has to know which defect you have opened to which test case. Oh my god, there's a lot of test case here. You see this test lab, go test lab, and you see here there's a lot of test case. Which defect does it belongs to? So now I'll go to Firefox. Let's say this is the defect which it belongs to. So you have to link it. The problem with this HPLM is linking is not done automatically. You have to link it manually. So I know the defect number, it's 51. I just note it down. So I'll go ahead and click on 51 number and link it, and click on OK. Now once you will see the chain icon. Okay, now you don't see it here because you don't refresh it. Now you refresh it, you see here. Now if you see here, there's a chain icon. That means the chain icon shows there is a defect for this, or even if it is paused and chain icon, that means there was a defect for this something. Okay, if you click on this, you will right away shows here. If you click on this, you will go to just defect module. Sorry, you go to this here and see this defect module where actually is defect is open. Okay, that is the link. Here also it shows the link. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, refresh it. Fair enough. Showing right now. Okay, so that's how you can open this defects. So that's pretty much on the defects. So let's go a little bit modules in the defects module. So after that I'll take one more class. So this is pretty much done with the ALM. We are pretty much done as a QA point of view. Okay, and later I have one class remaining. I'll show you how to import your test cases into ALM, just showing an example and that will be our last class. So yeah, let's discuss about this modules a little bit. So here you have this attachment. Since the attachment is already created for you because you put the screenshot here. Either you can put screenshot here or put an attachment. It's better to put a screenshot here so that it's your developer can look right here and see what the exact issue is. Nevertheless, you can always put here also. There is no issues. Linked entities. So this shows. There is also defects and there's others. So defects. So what happens? So why the reason of this defects, right? Let's say one of the scenario. Let's take an example. There is one of the scenario where let's say your defect has been rejected. Okay, your developer rejected defect, saying that no, there is already a defect open with this. Oh, there is already a defect open with this. You don't know. So you found out. Let's say you talk to your lead and say, yeah, there was one defect and they are working on it. So what you want to do is, just because some else team, let's say UAT team opened the defect, just because that defect is there, but your defect is different, right? So in that case, you want to link that defect and this defect, so that if that defect is fixed, your defect is fixed. Technically, your defect is fixed, and then you can continue with your test cases. Make sense? That means it's interlinked. From developer point of view, they think that it's a one defect, but for a tester point of view, we don't think this is the one thing, because UAT testers are different. UAT tester opened a defect, and we are not UAT, we are manual testing, right? So for them it's a different defect, but developer is saying that if that defect is fixed, this defect is also fixed, but we don't trust them, do we? But that's not the point here. The point is, we want to make sure the application is is as per the requirement. That's our job. That's how it should be. So let's say some UAT guy opens some defect. Let's take some random number like 38. Let me link that one with 38. Now they say that this defect is if this defect gets fixed, your defect gets fixed. Fair enough. So you want to keep track of that defect and make sure if that defect is fixed. If you click on 38, it will show you 38, and you go there. This is 38 opening, and you go there and double click on it. 38 should open. Yeah, you see on it, and you keep track on it. If it's fixed, the developer will be putting as fixed, and then you retest it and then close your defect. Okay, just because somebody else has opened defect, you don't close your defect just like that. No, we don't do that. Filters. Here the filter. Alright. Okay. Now next module is developer modules. Clear the filter. It's always, I don't know, by default everything is filter is there. Okay. So this is developer job. Whenever there's anything, they will update here. History. This history is to keep track for your boss. Your boss will keep tracking of you, what you're doing, why this defect is changed, and also for your lead, they will be looking into it. Okay, so that's pretty much about defect section. Okay, so we'll stop right here, and probably we will see that 2 more videos probably, or 1 more. Let's see how it goes, because I want to explain it more. I want to give it more detail level. I don't want you to be explain only 3 modules. There's nothing. There's a lot of modules here. I agree, I didn't explain everything. Not that I don't know or I don't want to, but thing is, we have less time, and it's not like less time, but I don't want to prolong this too long. You have to be like short and sweet, because it gets too, if it gets more than 1 hour, I know it's not interesting, neither to me, not to you, so it's not good. So that's the reason, I cut short. And so we'll close it right here and see if I generate some of the reports section. Let's go to the report section next, and later I also said how to import, right, test cases. Let's go to that one first, and then we'll see this how to generate the reports. Okay, so that's pretty much about defect section. Okay, let's see you in the next class, and I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.